Good afternoon, it's Graham Healy from Commando Krav Maga, Australia and New Zealand. Look, I'm just doing up this video just quickly, and I'm just adjusting a few things. Just doing up this video focused on kicks and how to counter-attack. So one thing is being able to kick. The other thing is to be able to counter the kicks. So in this section this is on the home page. And you can, of course, have a look at the other sections, which are the Commando or Healy's Commando or Integrated Combat, Commando Krav Maga, Integrated Combat, and Healy's Boxing, where I've done another short video. But this one's just here on the kick side of things. You can see me here doing a jump back kick, side kick. So, I spent 15 years with two Korean masters, learning the basic kicks: front turning, reverse turning, hook kick, back kick, jumping versions of all of those. I don't do that much jumping these days as I'm 71 this year, so I can still do jump front kick and that, but you just got to be a little bit careful as you get older. Now, that doesn't stop the young fellas from doing it, of course. And I can teach you how to do dodging kicks and all these sort of ones which people just don't hear about. They're one-hit strike kicks and what have you. But more importantly is how do you counter the dangerous kicks from various martial arts skills, including kickboxing. And I will show you how to counter those kicks once you master the kicks, or once you learn some basic kicks, as in, basic front turning, side, reverse turning, reverse hook, front hook, twisting kick and all that sort of stuff. Gets a little bit more complicated, but really just stick to basics is the best bet. You don't want to confuse yourself. We're learning this for self-defense. However, if a kick is used upon you, how do you counter the various kicks? One, you've got to recognize them to start with. But in particular, it's a very dangerous kick is usually the kickboxers. They usually aim for the thighs and all this sort of thing. And if a kickboxer, I mean, we had Jason White, who had over 200 kickboxing fights, including Thailand, and he was only about 9.5 stone, but man, he could take down any guy with one kick. And if he got you in the thigh, and he was trained by the Thai fighters, you were gone. I don't care how good you are, down you'd go. So how do you counter those sort of style of kicks? I'll show you how to counter those and block them and check them. We're not trying to be better or to pretend that we're Thai kickboxing or whatever, but there are counters to these kicks, and pretty sneaky ones too, in the area of self-defense. So I will show you not only how to kick properly, but I also show you how to counter and defend against some of these vicious kicks. And so, yeah, that's the summary of this little video there. So, you won't be learning what I call robotic stuff. This is how we do it, like you see in a lot of the martial arts schools, and I've been through that process myself. But the reason is, when I went through the process, it was all the beginning. It was the Bruce Lee era and all that. Now you've got people trying to merge everything into one conglomerate system, and it never works like that. You can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Usually, the people who learn how to box properly, they can actually box properly. They know what they're doing. Those who can kick properly, they can kick properly. They know what they're doing. But there's variations of this. Even with the commando training, there's variations of the commando training. But what I've tried to do, based on my 50 years of experience, is combine it in a 1, 2, 3 step procedure where you'll recognize a particular kick, you'll be able to counter that. And the counters they're not sport counters, they are self-defense counters. In other words, as one example, and I won't go into this in detail, someone throws a turning kick, I show you how to counter that and basically eliminate the attacker with one strike. So that's an example. And you wouldn't use this all the time because they're very, for want of a better term, dangerous for the attacker. not so much for you, but you've got to know how to do them. So that's Graham Healy. That's just a section here where you see me doing the kicks. Once you've mastered the basic 5 or 6 kicks, which might take you, probably 6 months, maybe earlier if you're doing a lot of concentrated training. I'll then go into how to counter those various kicks. And you'll find that I don't see anyone doing these counters, by the way. From the UFC, I look at what they're doing. None of them are doing the counters that I see. So some of them do some of them, but certainly not the ones I'm showing you. I'm sure they'd be banned. Anyway, Graham Healy over and out. That's just a quick video to explain to you how to counter kicks. And first of all, you've got to learn how to kick first. But we can show you that in the classes. And, we just focus on skills and drills. I mean, I learned patterns years ago, and I can still do them. But out of a pattern, out of these complicated patterns, you get 1 or 2 techniques which are really applicable in the real world. So I'd rather teach you the 1 or 2 techniques, teach you the skill and drill, go through that procedure, then you become competent in the skill, not in doing some choreographed pattern against an imaginary ninja or something like that, okay? Graham Healy over and out. I hope that explains the countering to kicks in that section. So I'll pull all this together very shortly. Give me a call and have a chat. At this point, I'm just doing personal training. So have a great day, and thank you very much for listening.